Troy, it's been a little difficult for the team over the last year or so to get results at home.
Yeah.
Victories at home. How encouraging or how much of a relief perhaps it is to hold on to this and secure the 3 points, especially given the personnel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud. I'm so proud of the group in terms of the type of grit that they displayed tonight. They really dug in. When we went down 1-0, this is the thing when, I talk about like values and culture, I think people sometimes may think that those are wonderful words to use and roll their eyes and maybe poke fun at it, but like that's when you go down 1-0 and you've had the better of the chances and the better of the game, and you've been in a difficult spot, in 5 out of the last 6 weeks. That would be easy for a group to roll over. And so when you talk about grit, relentlessness, determination, being resilient, our group just displayed that to go up 2-1 and then hang on to that lead with a number of injuries, not only for the guys that weren't in the roster, but we sustained a couple of injuries in match tonight. And so many guys stepped up. Firstly, I want to say Christian Benteke put the team on his back and got us back into the game. And then Kajim obviously with a great goal, but Connor Antley's first match back. What a wonderful display from him. Garrison Tubbs stepping up, after just getting 90 minutes with Loudon and stepping in at a really important moment. I could keep going down the list. Aaron Herrera, Luis Peraza, but that's a group that's staying together, and we're not going to roll over for anyone. We're going to keep fighting. But now we got to go and get ready for Tuesday, and that's the name of the game. It's again nice for me to say that right now. Tuesday's coming in an Open Cup, and then Toronto. So we have to turn our focus to that really quickly.
Checking on those injuries, did Benteke re-injure something, or
he needed to come out. I can't say that there's any injury there, but certainly going to evaluate after the game because he did take a pretty serious knock.
And then McNaughton's
yeah.
After the goal?
Yes. Yeah. He had a little bit of a hamstring issue whenever he fell on the ground, and I think it was just on impact, and then I think it was affected on the sprint he had to make to recover back on the goal.
Thanks. Jake?
Yeah, Coach, just you talked a little bit about the second half already, but just guys having to defend attack after attack in Colorado. There were times maybe earlier in the season where goals would have gone.
That's right.
What can you say, though, about how the team was just able to continue to fight and keep a clean sheet in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, this group, like I said, they stick together, and they stick together whenever things are difficult, and that's the mark of a team that is going to continue to make progress, I think, throughout the season. And I liked how we didn't really give a lot away, but we gave a lot of defensive set pieces away, and this has been an issue for us this year. But again, we stepped up in these moments against a team in Colorado that's very good in attacking set pieces. So just the players deserve all the credit tonight for how they got the result.
Troy, I wanted to ask a little about Oris and Maddie. Start of the season, they were getting some time. They found themselves on the bench. They come in tonight. Obviously, Kajima, you mentioned getting the goal, but that means he moves out of that space. How did those two do in terms of maybe responding to some iffy performances and delivering a full 90 tonight?
Yeah, I appreciate you pointing those two out because it was a big opportunity for them. Boris, as you mentioned, he starts the first 5 matches, and we're, not getting results as a group, so make a couple changes, and now his opportunity came back up tonight, and I thought he performed extremely well. Same thing for Massa. He came into the season with a little bit of an injury and was able to start to get fit a couple weeks into the season, and he's a guy that played a lot of minutes for us last year, and if him and Boris both, they perform like that, makes my job a lot easier, and I think we can get results with those two guys in the lineup.
Kind of building on some of the defensive talk, it seemed like, especially as the game wore on, we're seeing some very clear decision-making from the players, maybe sometimes pretty safety first, but also actually making the clearance, things like that. How much has that been a focus over the past few weeks? Just sort of, if you've got a lead, make sure that it stays a lead.
Yeah, even if it's not a lead, it's just good habits in the box. Like just being able to clear our lines is something that we worked extremely hard to identify, that we need to improve in that area and then train it. And so, the players have to go and then execute it in the game, and that's what they've been doing really over the course of the last 3-4 weeks. I think the last 3-4 weeks we're starting to gain momentum, and now we can start to have a little bit more of the narrative that we've won 2 out of the last 3, rather than talking about weeks and weeks prior. Let's start to speak in that tone.
Sarah? What is Sarah?
Sure, thanks for taking the time and congratulations on the great game tonight. I wanted to ask, as you're talking about building the narrative for the rest of the season, what would your message be to the supporters, especially as we head into the heavy summer?
Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for continuing to show up and believe in what we're doing, even if the results weren't coming as much as we want. But that's all I want to say, is just express gratitude, and hopefully we can start to build a little bit more momentum. Tuesday, as I said, is a very, very important an important competition for us to be a part of, and we're going to take that very seriously. And that's only a few days away, and then we go to Toronto. So now we hope to be able to reciprocate all the support that they've given us with more results ultimately.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.